you. What will happen to those that you're currently giving and you feel that I just don't have healthy boundaries? What will happen to them if you are removed from the picture? I want you to think about that. Just pause and think about that. What would happen to the people you support if you were removed from the picture? If some of your responses are, well, they would just, I guess they will get it from somewhere else. If some of your responses are, I guess they will have to, go out and get a job. If some of your responses are, oh, my sibling will have to take care of them. They may not do it as well as I can financially, but my sibling would then take the responsibility. If somehow you get to see that if you are removed from the picture, those that you've been giving and you feel like giving unhealthily to will actually have a life after you, I recommend that you start now. Imagine that you're removed now and allowing them, and I'll share to even help them create that life without you. Because to think we're going to be there forever for them is a little arrogant and prideful, right? They will find a way. But guess what? Do you know God is still on the throne? Do you know that even if you are the only human being that is responsible for that person, God is still there, and your God is their God and can take care of them too? As a matter of fact, do you know that you may be hindering them from growing, right? I often share so many things I've learned the hard way. Whew. What if there is a greater person, greater responsibility, innovations, ideas they will get and things they'll be able to achieve because they're no longer in the comfort zone depending on you? What if that will set them up for the greatest breakthrough in their lives? The fact that you were removed from the picture and they then dug deep to see what God has put in them and how they can put that out. Now, I'm not saying get off this masterclass and then stop giving. I'm saying you can plan, and you can plan alongside them to see what they need to be able to stand on their own. Now, I do appreciate we may have parents that, are not engaged and not able to, take care of themselves. There may be contact to somebody who has a disability or they're unwell. I understand. So those are exceptions. But generally, I believe the people that have come on this right now are people who have noticed that it's been a cultural thing. Maybe it's like a twitch. It's just a twitch that I have. I don't even think about it. I just give, and it's costing. Peter here says, I have a challenge in giving from my family background. My family has been giving expectation my family has been giving with the expectation that we will receive more. I felt like there's something wrong, but seeing how it's blessed other people, like paying tuition fees. All right. So you're saying from a family background, you've been so giving that it's a cultural thing. It's a good thing, right? But you've been giving expecting to get, like, when you give, you will get some. And you're seeing it is blessing other people's lives. But I want to ask this, because this is the second question that I'm going to ask. I first of all asked you what would happen to those that you're giving, where you feel like I'm giving unchecked. I'm not thinking about it. I think this is healthy, and unhealthy rather. I think this, this is holding all of us back. I asked you what would happen to them, and I got some responses. Their lives will go on if I was removed from the picture. They would still be able to continue. I want to ask you, what would happen to your life if you stopped that unchecked, unhealthy giving, that guilt-driven giving, that indebtedness type of giving? What would happen to your family, your career, your business, your ministry, your impact if you actually had the resources you've been giving away to be able to build towards that? I'd like to hear from you in the chat. What would happen to you if from 2021 onwards, you stopped giving just erratically, but actually planned and budgeted your giving? What do you think would happen to your career, your business, your ministry, your family, your goals? What would happen on your end if you were able to invest those resources towards building for yourself and for those that depend on you most? And most of the time, I would honestly say immediate family. What would happen? Because here's the thing. A lot of people were talking about COVID, right? A lot of people were talking about what COVID has done to them. This year was crazy. It's affected businesses, it's affected careers. Organizations have closed, positions have been removed. It's been a challenging year. But I would like to say that COVID didn't really break us, because there are people that have been doing really well during COVID. There are businesses that are doing well. The people whose jobs have been doing well. There are people who possibly even had to stay home, but we're still financially set up and we're doing well. So COVID didn't break us. COVID revealed us. COVID revealed those of us who either are mindset towards, personal finance management, or how we had positioned in the marketplace to be relevant even when the economy isn't doing well. COVID has revealed brokenness in discipline, right? Like I said, we're not talking about not giving, but we are actually going to address the fact that we're not planning, we're not prioritizing, we're not being purposeful about giving. COVID has revealed that we don't have systems in place. Because I'll tell you this, no matter your intentions as a person, you're a person that can forget, you're a person that can be moved emotionally, you're a person, that lives in community. If you don't have systems that will support your intentions, do you get that? If you don't have systems that support your good intentions, then you're not going to be able to move forward. I'm getting responses here. People are letting me know. Let me just move my little chat closer to me. Be at peace and aggressive, execute my personal and family development plans. That's what you would have done, right? It's like, this is what I would have been able to do had I not focused, had I been purposeful in my giving. You would be at peace, aggressive in executing personal, family, and development plans. So here's the thing. Life does happen. COVID, fine, hits many, hit the whole world, which is why we will talk about it. And we'll talk as if it really is a reason why things aren't going well with us. But 2020 was COVID. In another context, it could be maybe, your job being removed. In another context, it could be somebody, is unwell and that would affect you. COVID is just symptomatic of the fact that when life shakes, you shake. And that's what we're addressing today with this issue of giving, that you need to so live your life, understanding life happens, so I need to plan for it. So that you're giving, literally, that you give to someone is not taking away now from you and your bills. You giving to somebody else is not now going to delay your building project. You giving to someone is not now going to delay you going to school. You giving to someone is not now keeping your children at home and not being educated because you went and gave. Now, I want to tell you why this is so close to me. And especially as a Christian, I'll let you know that. Not when I say as a Christian, I don't mean as opposed to another religion. I mean as a Christian who has in their minds that, give and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaking together and running over will men give unto your bosom. So I know there is a blessing and a return in giving. I got a shaking in my life, but I was still giving like, the time before. So I got married. I had difficult pregnancies. They took me off work for 2 years. I was in a place, people, planting my own vegetables at home. I started a chicken poultry business, a Bajaj, you guys, the three-wheeler little tricycles. I was on GNLD, Neolife. These were my side hustles because of, the position I was in. Then I had to move away from a support system. I moved from my country, Tanzania, moved to the US. Out here, guys, there's no M-Pesa, there's no Tigo Pesa, there's no Airtel money, there's no send me real quick, I'll send you back. No, you can't even be borrowing from what's the M-Pesa, what's the M-Pesa, is it Empower, right? The one that can lend you money and you take, no, none of that. There is no one, there's no saying, I'm going to go to my mom's and I'll eat. No, no, she's not here. There's no saying, I've got to, no. So came to a context where if I am not engaged and I wasn't working, then there is nothing coming in. I mean, I was a jobless stay-at-home mom of 2 toddlers, living off of my husband's stipend. He was here on a scholarship, but it was only for one person. That's books and that's accommodation and that's everything. That's meals for one person. The 4 of us lived on that. My children were in diapers. Diapers are expensive anywhere in the world. We moved from our house that we had just built in Tanzania to a one bedroom, guys, in someone's house. I had no money, no connections, no time, no energy. But guess what? My mindset was still as before. I was still giving. I was giving as if, I earned what I earned before in my own businesses. I was still giving as if, I was in a community thriving where, I was able to impact. I knew that I was generating. I was still giving like it was 2011, because that was the year when, that's the last time I had a thriving year. After that, then, kids and moving and everything. And what I know probably brought a lot of you was something that a friend of mine said. So I posted this, right? That Aninka told me, Modesta, you are stealing from your kids' future. I'm like, how am I stealing? It's like, these kids don't have a plan B. Anything happened to you? Like you guys were just saying, everybody else would be fine. They'll get a plan B. Oh no, Modesta died. Oh, well, she was such a great giver. Oh, God bless her. Oh, well, they move on. But what's going to happen to my kids? My mom is almost 70. My mother-in-law is also in her 60s. Like truly, I'm going to have these kids going back, with my husband to Tanzania. Well, maybe my husband will decide to stay here and get married. Not, right? But what's going to happen if I've been taking resources away from them and their future? I mean, imagine me calling home instead of taking care of my mother and saying, Mom, please lend me money. Mom, please give me money. And I've had to. My mother and my sister have saved me so many times. But then I really came to a place where I was thinking, this is just not practical. This doesn't make sense. These kids do not ask to be brought into this world. Here they are. Nor did they ask to be taken to another country. Modesta, you need to do something about this. And it really forced me to get to a place and say, I may be misunderstood, and you guys may be at that place right now. You're thinking, what if they misunderstand me? What if they think I am ungrateful? What if they think I think I'm high and mighty now? That I'm no longer humble and maybe I've changed statuses in life. And so that means I've changed. What if? But I had to come to a point and say, I have to be responsible. And I have to do what I can do by my family first. And because I know my heart, guys, I know you know your hearts too, because I know my heart, when I'm at a place where I'm able to support, because some of you may stop giving entirely until you get to a place where you can do that. You can actually stop for a while. And this is like this random giving to things to get to a place where you can give more purposefully. I've heard of people saying, I'm not gonna, contribute towards this wedding, but I will get them, a gift for their marriage. Or, once everything is done, I'm able to, and I'm at a good place, I'll support them with them and how they're starting out in life. There are many ways to go about it, but there needs to come to a place that you're asking yourself, am I even doing the responsible thing here, really? Given what is for me to do. So for me, these slides are backwards. This is what I came, this is how I pivoted. This is how I started growing up as a grown-up in my late 30s. I had to refocus and remember, actually, what is my purpose? What are my values? What is my vision, mission? I mean, I am out here on this earth. Who am I? Where am I going? Right? What are some of the goals that I need to achieve on my way there? So somebody on the chat said, if I didn't give as crazily as this, first of all, I'd have peace of mind because it's driving me. I regret it. I don't like it. I feel resentful, but I still do it. She was saying, if I didn't do that, I would have peace and I can aggressively then pursue the things that I know I need to do. Set personal, professional, financial impact goals. I set those goals so that I could then know what I'm working towards. And you will see as one of the things that I share with you as principles that you can apply too. I had to get accountability in other people because you know what? A lot of our thinking, which goes to feelings, which goes to actions and giving, come from something we picked up from our family. Like Peter said, we picked up from our family, we picked up from our community, and it may not always be true. So I got accountability in my husband. I mean, I used to think my husband was stingy, but I now understand he planned, he purposed, he planned, he set boundaries. I've gotten coaches, mentors, I've gotten systems that other people have applied that have helped them, govern their finances, govern their plans, and make sure that they can actually get there. And then I've had to put boundaries in the influences, who I'm listening to, places I'm at, because sometimes just everybody's like, let's do it, contribute. And you're like, wait, I didn't even think about it. Wait, there's this bill coming, what was I thinking, right? So establish boundaries in the influences, whether it's people I know or whether it's others that I follow. Establish boundaries in my time. Where is my time going? Because sometimes you're giving of your time to things that don't give you returns. And I've established boundaries in my energy. When I feel my heart is palpitating, when I feel confused, when I feel guilty, when I feel stressed, then I need to stop. I can't engage in that. And I want to help you do the same thing. Talk to me. Is this speaking to you so far? Is this talking to you? So what happened for me when I was able to do that? I kid you not, guys, because for those that have been following my journey, I kid you not, when I choose to pivot, when I choose to, to go back to my purpose, my values, my vision, my mission, when I chose to actually create specific goals, when I chose to set accountability, when I chose to have a plan and follow it, when I chose to establish boundaries, one of the feedback I get is, Modesta, you're so serious. Like, you seem unapproachable. I need to be, I'm still quirky, guys. I'm me. I'm not going to change how I am. I am a serious person. I'm also a fun person, but I am very serious about who I am and where I need to go in life. I am serious that apart from being of great help to everybody else and great impact, the greatest impact I will ever have is to be able to stand with my husband and children and to be able to stand with, I guess my two mothers at the moment, because I have, my mother who gave birth to me and my mother in love, who has welcomed me into our heart and our home. When I chose to do that, I was able to get up from lost everything. Oh my goodness, I'm in a context. I don't even have a support system. I don't have money. I don't have anything. I now have registered, business in South Africa, grown Modesta.Africa and Purpose and Excellence Academy. I have served over 130 people, and that's actually from one product alone. I've served over 150 people across executive coaching and, group coaching and business consulting, which I also do, as well as ghostwriting, right? My husband and I started M&M Publishing House. We write as well. We write our books, but we write other people's books as well. So I generate income from writing other people's books as well. By being intentional, no capital, people, zero money, just starting out, social media platforms, starting out, talking to people on WhatsApp, I got Wi-Fi, right? I was able to write books, start programs to help other people, get on boards. I had to resign from boards before, but I got into other purposeful boards that I serve globally right now. I am part of a business school faculty. Have spoken to over 100,000 people, through engagements that I have been invited to. Some I went in person, like when I went to Morocco. Some I've done virtually. I've been able to serve in Zambia and in Kenya and, in the Netherlands and Australia. Just so many different places. Because I was now being intentional about finances. And a big part of that was my giving. And I truly want to help you do the